AJ, how was your offseason and how good does it feel to be back with your teammates?
It feels really good to be back. There was a couple of speed bumps along the way. Weren't sure if we were going to get a full season, but we did. Everything's good, and we're playing baseball again.
How did the extra time allow you to, whether it was focusing on anything, whether it's just spending time with family, how did it kind of allow you to take the moment and even reset for a season?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of, not getting too up or too down with how things are going and just put your head down, enjoy the family, enjoy the working out. Yeah, I mean, it was going to happen eventually, but I always enjoy the off season and usually working out, doing stuff anyway, so I wasn't too worried about getting in baseball shape.
And last year you battled a few injuries. Was there anything you learned from last year and things you want to work on towards this season and keeping yourself healthy in a sense?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured a couple of things. Well, knock on wood. There's a couple of things that I think could help me along the way, and we'll see. There's some stuff in baseball, and you could do everything off the field. You could eat right. You can do all these things. And baseball is just a wacky sport. You play every day. The way you run, the way you swing one way. It's just a weird sport. So, yeah, I'll do everything I can. I think I've learned some things, but at the same time, I'm going to go out there and play hard and see what happens. If something were to happen, then I'll just regroup. We got a great training staff and get back at it. But I feel really good right now, so I don't plan that happen.
You guys start playing games on Friday. How important was today's sim game just to kind of get rhythm down, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, anything you do at this point in the beginning is just, for me, it's just getting your legs under you. Everyone, even if you're training really hard, it's really hard to describe to someone what baseball shape is because you're just standing on cleats for hours and hours, not doing a whole lot, and then you run. And then just the volume of throwing, you throw a ton and then you don't throw for 2 hours and then you throw. And it's just a weird, baseball shape is strange. So just kind of getting used to that stuff. The sim game is great. I feel like we'll get plenty of reps, so I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, so even with just kind of a non-traditional spring training, that's not really a concern for you right now. I know with like the pitchers and Dave Roberts has said that the expectation towards at the end of spring training, it's not for everyone to be fully built up and still using some of those early games to continue to get ready. But from the position player side, does it feel like this is enough time?
I'm fired up. I think we should do this every year. I think there's so much, as a position player, I think, the spring training's gotten so big. I don't know if it's just the fans love it. I mean, it used to be a lot shorter and maybe a little more focused, and I think it's kind of been a roll on into spring, and pitchers are weird. I mean, not them, but like they're getting in shape is weird, and I don't know that, so I know they got to get their volume up. I know they got to get get down. They do a lot of stuff that I'll defer to them on that. But as a position player, I'm pretty pumped to not have a full spring training, and I think it'll be a little more focused for a position player.
All right, and last one for me, just reaction to getting Clayton Kershaw back.
Oh, that's our guy. Just pumped. It'd be weird to see him in another uniform. He's just such a big part of the clubhouse, and I remember looking at the roster and just thinking, there's something missing, and it's our guy. So we got him back, and he looked good yesterday, so I'm happy to see him healthy.
And I actually lied to you. I got one more. How is it just seeing Max Muncy back out there, no brace on, seeing that he's feeling better, that Mookie Betts is healthy, that you're healthy, that Cody Bellinger is healthy? How is that feeling to you, just knowing that everyone is so ready and what it means for this season?
Yeah, I mean, staying healthy. You need a lot of weird stuff happen. And it was a nasty thing for months, and he looks good. Mookie battling. Cody had battling the whole year. I mean, it's just baseball is, it's not a contact sport, but there's just weird stuff that come up, and it's good to see everyone ready to go. Everyone's healthy. We're in a good spot.
Bringing the heat last year, Alex Vesia was kind enough to join us now live here at Camelback Ranch. What a breakout season it was for you in 2021. I know things got off to a bit of a bumpy start the first time you were up with the Dodgers. Then you were optioned back to AAA. When you returned in early July, I don't know what clicked for you down at OKC, but the last 3 months of the season, you had a 0.92 ERA. As you were saying, you were punching tickets left and right. What changed for you when you came back?
Obviously getting traded over, the Dodgers coaching staff had a lot for me, right? So it was just slowly but surely, picking apart different pieces, whether it was mechanics or analytics. It seemed to click once I was able to clear my head down in AAA. And then coming back, all I wanted to do was just get outs and give my team the best chance to win. So it felt really good to kind of get some momentum and kind of establish myself. So.
We saw in that highlight montage there, they were showing some flames, putting flames in there, not just for your fastball, but also you're kind of a fiery competitor when you're out there on the mound. How would you describe your demeanor when you take that ball? Because I imagine it's an incredible rush for you as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, I love it. When there's 50,000 at Dodger Stadium, that's where I feel like I perform the best. The heart rate gets going and my adrenaline is pumping, and that's just something that I feel like I thrive in that moment, right? Today I was throwing it in the backfields and there was a little bit of fans and stuff. So I was happy just to look around and to have it not be a ghost town like I've been the past 2 months. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to getting back out there.
You first came up with the Marlins, and I don't know how much they were diving into analytics while you were there. You come here to a place that is very much involved in the analytical side of the game. How much has that helped you, and how much do you actually like to incorporate that?
Yeah, no, it's helped me a bunch. It's understanding where my strengths are, right, and being a guy that can live at the top of the zone. It's the fine line between a strike and a ball, right at the top. So it's definitely given me a lot of confidence knowing that I can throw it up there and not get hurt, and that's the game. It's been really fun to incorporate that, and it's just taking little steps to get better in any way you can. So yeah, it's been fun.
When you were watching a bunch of those strikeouts there, you were saying all heaters as you were sitting there watching it.
Yeah.
And we saw you last year, 95, sitting most of the time, occasionally 96, 97. Yeah. You were saying that you would actually like to bump it up a little more if you can.
Shoot, yeah, I hope there's more in the tank. We had a really good off season. Pretty much, took 1 or 2 weeks off of working out, and then got back into it. Throwing program's gone really well, and I'm really looking forward to these next 2-3 weeks in spring training, and then getting it going. So.
Aside from wanting to add more velo, are you working on anything else? Any secondary pitches, slider, changeup, or anything else?
Yeah, you have to be able to mix it up, speed them up, slow them down, in, out, up. So yeah, definitely been working on the slider and changeup. So I'd like to throw all three. I feel like that would give me the best competitive advantage to pound the zone with the heater, but also establish slider and changeup.
How much different is this spring training compared to last year when you were maybe just trying to get noticed, trying to make the team, and now you've really established yourself?
Yeah, I mean, a big emphasis is staying healthy, right? The spring training is definitely a time where you have to build up and you have to be careful because you don't know what your body's going to go through, right? You need to be smart and at the same time kind of just make sure that you're crossing T's, dotting I's, right?
Not many people make it from Cal State East Bay to the big leagues. I know Joe Morgan, who's a Hall of Famer, passed away not that long ago, sadly, but you've made it yourself, and you've always had this motto. I don't know if it's just find a way, and you have found a way.
Yeah.
How have you been able to do that? Because you actually have an interesting story when you were called up to the big leagues the first time, when Don Mattingly and Mike Hill had a talk with you in the office.
Yeah, man, that was that is a moment I'll always remember. They asked me, hey, where'd you start in 2019? And I was like, low A, and then like, where'd you finish? And I was like, I was in double A and played in the fall league. So, and then they're like, what are you doing right now? And I was like, battling for a spot on the big league team. And they're like, no, you've earned your spot on the big league team. So, yeah, that moment will always be very close to my heart. But, now it is finding a way to keep getting better. And now it's, they do say it's easy to make it to the big leagues, but staying in the big leagues is very hard. So, my thing is I'd like to stay.
And I think you found that out last year because you were optioned back after your first trip up with the Dodgers, and then you showed that you can stay. Very deserving second half of the season on into the playoffs as well. Yeah. Alex Vesia, thank you so much for taking time to be with us, and good luck to you this season.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.